Jeff has his feature on how to read the wealth of information on a car window sticker. Mr. Mars reviews the new Dodge Durango. Well, that and more just ahead on this segment of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Thanksgiving weekend. Our chief engineer and bottle washer, David Ainsley, is trying to clean up from the Thanksgiving mess.
He's still doing dishes, I think.
I think so. Yeah, trying to get the grease off of the plates
And the ceiling.
Really? Did he have an exploding?
I think it was one of those.
An exploding.
One of those
exploding chickens.
Thanksgivings, yeah.
Yeah, turkeys.
Yeah.
Depending what you stuff it with.
Wow. Well, there's a thought.
Yeah.
My mind is all over the place with that idea. Thank you for that.
You bet. Well,
needless to say, I was watching just a little bit of network television this morning. Whew. It's hard for me to watch sometimes, but everybody's doing you know what? We've passed the Black Friday sales, and now it's Saturday more remorse or whatever it is, and then we got Monday, Cyber Monday. Well, we've got something better.
We do.
For all of the car folks out there that are watching, listening to this show, I'm going to introduce you to Mr. John Rawson, and he is the proprietor of Pro-Am Auto Accessories, and he's an advertiser here on this program, and twice a year we like to go live down there into the Garden District, the Galleria area of Houston, where all of the high dollars are, and John's got some not-so-high-dollar gifting ideas. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all today?
Good, thank you, and thanks for coming into the shop this morning. Mars, what are you doing?
Just leave him be.
Okay. All right. Mars, we get on the air, and he starts fiddling with stuff, and we wind up going off the air. So I'm a little paranoid at that. Anytime he's touching buttons over here, you just keep doing what you're doing. We're not off the air yet, so we're good. So, John,
fantastic.
I know that that in many ways you've kind of coupled up with Amazon and selling some items through Amazon of the Pro-Am stash over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've basically moved all of our online shopping to the Amazon platform. So all of the stuff that we list online on our website, if you go to our website now, there's a link to click to take you to our Amazon store on Amazon, and so you can shop all of the products that we carry on Amazon. So we sell a lot of car care products on there: car waxes, car cleaners, leather treatment, all that kind of stuff. We also sell a lot of the oils, the engine additives, all of those products to help keep your car running smooth. And then we also have other stuff like Bilstein shock absorbers, Coney shock absorbers, other brands of products that it's just become easier to push that stuff through Amazon. So, and we're very competitively priced on there. We have to be because of Amazon. So. It's a great place to shop. It's a lot easier for us to maintain stuff on there and get stuff out to the customers quicker through the Amazon platform than through our older website that we had to maintain ourselves.
Well, and you also sell Corbeau seats.
Yes, I don't sell those on Amazon, but we do sell those here in the store. And since that's such a custom item, I'll swing over here. You can see some Corbeau seats.
Hey, did you have a sign on that one over there that says Don Armstrong sat here?
Don't sit here again.
Actually, I get to charge people 25 cents if they want to sit in the seat that you sat in.
Yeah, so. That's it. Well, so obviously, John is the supplier of the In-Wheel Time Machine Corbeau seats.
Let's hope he cleaned it.
There we go. Yeah, we have to wipe it down with the
sanitizer,
antiseptic every day. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And John also did the installation, and He's got a great shop in the back over there, so he can do that kind of stuff.
Right. We do all the sales and installation ourselves on most of these seats. Some people take them home and they do it themselves or whatever. But for the most part, we install the seats here. We also install the performance suspension stuff that we sell from Bilstein and the other companies. And then, of course, we do have our racing products too. I know we have a lot of customers that are, weekend warriors and stuff at the racetracks. So whether it's a HPD driving school thing or if it's a full-on competition, we've got helmets, gloves, shoes, suits, all the stuff that you need to get on track. So,
well, I wanted to also compliment you on the fact that with the installation of the Corbeau seats, you came across something that you already knew. I did not, never thought of, and that was the seatbelt light thing. That if you don't take the wires off of the current seat that you have and somehow fix it in the new arrangement with the new Corbeau seats, then the light stays on all the time, so it doesn't realize that you've buckled the seat. And I would have never thought of that. And you've done enough of those to know that you got to do this. And so picking a couple of those wires out of that big nest of wires underneath there, and that connection made it awfully easy.
Well, I'm a professional, Don. That's what I do.
Well, thank you for reminding me of that, because we're also friends, and I neglected to mention that.
Yeah, no, it's. I've been doing seats for a really long time, and so yeah, it's kind of second nature to me to go look for that kind of stuff, when we're doing a seat install. So, but I'm glad they're working out for you. Those were nice seats, and it's a really nice car too. So it all worked together just great.
I've gotten some great compliments on them, and I love sitting in them, and they're a whole lot better than those upsold sports seats that the Corvette came with that had the rocking back and forth problem, and then the air bladder wouldn't work for your lumbar support. It was just, and not only that, and the worst thing of all was the fact that it had a short somewhere in it, so it drained the battery, and it took me $600 to track that down to figure out that it was the sports seat, the driver's side sports seat, that was draining the battery. After all those batteries that I purchased, I was mad.
Well, we fixed all that though, right? So we're good.
Yeah, we're all good. We don't have that problem.
Now you got a loose nut behind the wheel.
Yeah, you have a loose nut.
Yeah, right.
The other thing I wanted to mention when it comes to gift giving, you don't have to go out and buy a complete suspension system to have some sort of automotive themed kind of present, whether it be birthday or, in this case, Christmas present. You've got some what we call trinket items there. They're very useful and very handy, and they're really kind of low priced, and that's one of the things that I think should be said, that you don't have to go out and buy a $10,000 front end suspension for your car.
Right. We have a lot of stocking stuffer items that you can come in and shop for. Behind me, I guess these are the custom license plate frames that have your vehicle logos on them and whatnot. Again, car care items are always a good gift for people that like to take care of their own vehicles and stuff. We've got we've kind of distilled it down to the best of the best stuff that we like to use personally here, and that we also find is extremely easy to use. So that's always been a good seller. Of course, it's not really a good Christmas present, but we've got all your fully synthetic motor oils and stuff. But let me walk over here because I wanted to show you guys
that
this.
Would be like buying Mom, some vacuum cleaner bags for a Christmas present.
There you go. You just ruined it. You just ruined Christmas.
Gave away the prize.
Well, you talk about the waxes and polishes and cleaners and things. That's you've got the tried and true tested products. You're not a Walmart where you got 3 racks and 3 aisles. You've got the stuff that people really use.
Right. Yeah. People come in here, and I mean, they're not looking for every option on the planet. They want to know what's going to work the quickest, and give them the best finish.
Right.
And so that's pretty much what we keep here.
Are those the caliper covers that is behind you there?
Yeah, I was going to talk about these. These have been super popular this year. one of like 2 or 3 shops here in Houston that are the official installers for these. People can order them themselves over their internet site. They've got a great site to help customize these covers, or we can do it here for you. We can help walk somebody through that and pick the color and the little options and the stylings and the logos and stuff. And we install these. I don't know. I do probably 2 or 3 sets of these a week. It seems like right now. So I mean, they're really popular. Oh, and there's my little.
You got the license plate frames. Do you have any? I bought a new Buick. In case you didn't know, are there any Buick license plate frames there?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
We've got Buick ones.
There you go, fellas.
They don't have the car model name on them, but they do say Buick.
That's all that needs.
That's okay because Jeff likes to fool people, and he had an SRX, and he thought, you know what, nobody's ever going to know, so he bought a V emblem and put it back there on the hatch so everybody would think that it was a V.
Johnny's telling stories now.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that's going to be something like a GNX is the next thing.
Hey, there you go. There's an idea.
On the Buick.
Yeah, and the
right.
Buick.
The V makes it faster, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
I got more money on trade for it too.
Yeah.
That third cover there from the bottom, from the top, John, that red one.
Yeah.
It's kind of soft. Can't see it real good. Does it say AARP? I was thinking that'd be the one Jeff would want.
There you go.
I just couldn't read it real good.
You know, there is a great idea, John. You get the manufacturer to make one that's got AARP on it.
They might have that option. I haven't checked for it, but maybe that'll be soon. Yeah.
All right, moving on.
That's actually the brand of the covers, MGP.
Okay.
So that's the company.
My
that
bad.
makes all this.
Well, I'm thinking if they can make MGP, then they can make AARP.
Right? I'm sure they can.
Yeah.
They've got Corvette, Mustang. They've got. We put these on everything. Like last week, I think I did a Honda Pilot. We put Honda ones on. We put some Cadillac ones on.
There you go, Jeff.
All the Dodge Ram stuff is
The only
super
problem
popular.
is you got to have actual brake rotors, a disc brake system and not drums. That's the only problem. I guess you could glue that on the back of the hatch.
Well, yeah, we don't. Yeah, I guess for the few vehicles, I didn't even know vehicles still have drum brakes in the back, but I guess a few do. But
Well, I mean, we're talking about classics here like me.
okay, well, these are I guess that's true.
Let us know when you get a Tesla in for that.
In that case, we could paint the drums if you wanted like red brake drums or something like that.
Right.
We've done that before too.
Okay, good. Yeah,
We also do the brake caliper painting as well for the cars that. Like this stuff is not available for, which is actually very few nowadays. So,
yeah.
So, John, let me ask you one of the best or the most seemingly popular gifts I gave my grandchildren as they got older was from your shop, the dipstick.
right? The
dipstick wipe.
dipsters.
Dipster. Do you still have
Dipsters.
those?
I do. Let me go over to them. Hold on.
I got a grandson that just got a new truck, and he needs a new one. Even the girls they got them under the hood. I mean, it's
A dipster.
Dipster.
All right, let me flip this around. Okay. Yeah, we still have the dipsters right there.
Nice.
They've-
They're different colors.
We've got them in different colors. Yeah, you've got 4 different colors here, and they're great. They've got a magnetic base, so they'll stay in your engine compartment and not get thrown out or lost. And I was going to do this two-handed, but I think I can do it.
Okay, and the purpose of this is
To check the oil
Okay.
and then wipe the dipstick with the dipster.
Yeah, the top
Yeah,
comes
let me-
off.
Let me see.
We got sat down.
Technical difficulties. Technical
Yeah.
difficulties.
No, but that's you're getting it there.
Cut to the jingle.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little styrofoam swiper in there, and you swipe the dipstick through there, and it just wipes off the dipstick. It's real easy.
And the oil, if it accumulates, goes kind of down in the bottom.
6 easy payments of $49.95.
Exactly. No, these are super easy stocking stuffer. These are like $9 a piece, so you're good to go on these.
I mean, even my teenage girls have still got them under the hood of their car. I don't know if they've ever used them.
I'm just going to say, did
but
they use them?
But they got them.
Did you teach them how to use
Yes,
it?
a motivation.
We went over that.
All right. Well, Just checking.
But the last one said, "Well, that's what I got a boyfriend for," but it's still under the hood.
Oh boy.
Right. Well, it's just so you don't have to go searching for a rag or a paper towel or something like that.
Exactly.
So it's
I thought
a
it was great.
great
I've
go.
been known to use St. Augustine grass on occasion.
Or
It's
on
still
fingers.
growing. Just wipe it on the
So,
green grass.
oh.
BVD.
And don't tell that to too many people. The greenies might get mad at
That's
you.
true. They yeah. Well,
Yeah, here.
yeah.
So we also do truck accessories and stuff. If you need stuff like like a bed cover, a tonneau cover.
I'm thinking more of the lines
Nerf bars.
of a do-it-yourself lift kit. I like the challenge of that. It's easy. It's clean. It's if you got some big tools, then go for it.
A do-it-yourself lift kit? Yeah, sure. I guess go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. If you
Well,
want your half-ton pickup truck, you want to raise it up a couple of inches and give it that more off-roady look. And do you sell wheels too?
Yeah, we sell wheels mostly for track day cars.
Yep.
Corvettes, Porsches, Mustangs, Camaros, that sort of stuff. I'll swing around here.
Are they
So,
special wheels
They're-
for track?
yeah, they're lightweight wheels, and a lot of them are forged, so they're extra strong. They work really well. We don't do a lot of the custom truck wheels and stuff that you see around town. There's a lot of other shops that are better at that than we are. So,
Gotcha. But it's
we
always
can,
good to know.
we can. We also do tires. Like if you do need new tires for your truck or car or SUV or whatever, we also mount and balance and sell wheels and sell tires as well. So
Well, I think that this is Buy Local Saturday. So, this is local.
Yeah.
This
Right.
is a family-owned and operated business here locally in the Houston, Texas area, down by the
we are.
Galleria.
We've been in the same spot for almost 40 years now. So
Wow.
Well, you were just a tyke when Dad opened this, didn't you?
I was a teenager when Dad opened this place.
There you go. All right.
And,
Well, what's the address for everybody?
we are at 6125 Richmond Avenue. That is the corner of Richmond and Green Ridge, near Hillcroft and Fountain View, in between those two streets.
So it's easy to get to. Just a hop,
That's
skip,
right.
and a jump from 59
we're
to
super
Southwest.
close to the Galleria, so you can drop off your family members at the Galleria. They can shop, and you can swing over here and talk cars or maybe find something for yourself. So we
Sit
got
in the
lots
Don
to do.
Armstrong the Corbo
The
seat.
Corbo seat. Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
right.
that's right. The
And
And
famous
there's,
Don
still
Armstrong
time
seat.
to get some of this stuff off of Amazon, off your store at Amazon, and get it in for Christmas.
Yeah, well, especially for folks around here, most of this stuff is just one day away. So order it. And I mean, it's not a Prime product. We're not on the Prime program at this point, but we're so close. We ship stuff out the same day or the very next day at the latest. So you'll get it right away. And now that, we've still got 3 weeks or so before Christmas. So
Right.
there's still plenty of time to get stuff done.
John, it's always great to talk to you, my friend. Good to see you. Good
Likewise.
luck and happy holidays to you, and we'll be in touch.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Merry
Thank you,
Christmas.
John.
Yep. Hey, the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 on the In-Wheel Time and Odyssey radio apps. Just search for In-Wheel Time Car Talk, and podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, 10 to noon every Saturday. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The car social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the car social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
You know, as hard as we try to make sure that everything is all checked ahead of time, well, guess what?
He's always giving us a rash.
I am, always. Somehow I forgot to plug in a plug.
I hate it when my plug's not plugged in.
I know.
I do too. Golly.
worst.
Yeah. It's kind of like you can see a little stitch in your side.
Oh, boy.
All right. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. Time now for Jeff's feature of the day.
Yeah.
How to read a car window sticker. Now,
Well-
Mars and I, we do it all the time because we get all of our information on the cars that we review from that window sticker. Well, not all of the information, but on that particular car. And it can be complicated because there's a lot of stuff on there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, this is what we got. Let me bring it up for you, and everybody can follow along at home. You don't need your in-wheel time decoder ring or anything. So how to read it, anyone who's actually shopped for a new car, you look at the window sticker. That's the first thing you do. You look at the body, you look at the window sticker. Is that the right car? What kind of information? Well, there's 10 keys of interest on that sticker, so you got to keep this in mind when you're looking at it. There it is. Follow along. The number one thing that we're going to look at today is the model information. This is where you find the basic model information of the vehicle. This section is usually located at the top left or right of the sticker. It tells you the engine transmission combination, exterior, interior color, year of the vehicle, the type of the vehicle it is, and you can check the window sticker to ensure that it is the right car that you're actually looking at.
That would be the number one on the video.
Correct. Number one on the video. Now, this is an example of a 2021 Ford Expedition, so if you're a different kind of brand person, this is just the example we have. The number two on this is the standard equipment. The section of the window sticker lists all the items featured that are included in the manufacturer's suggested retail price, or what they call the MSRP. Items listed here should be consistent with any of the vehicle's trim levels for that vehicle. These items are grouped into such categories as exterior, interior, safety, security, comfort, convenience, and mechanical performance. So that's what's in number two. The number three section, move along over there, the warranty information. This section lists the length of the vehicle's car's bumper to bumper and the powertrain warranties. It's noted any roadside assistance packages from the manufacturer as well. Some new cars also come with free maintenance programs, and that's where this coverage is also listed there for them. If you need more information about roadside information, you can go to Edmunds. They have a comprehensive warranty guide for roadside assistance. Number four, moving along, is the optional equipment. In this section, you'll find the information of the vehicle's factory installed options. Some car makers bundle them into packages like the SEs and the XLEs and all that other good stuff. Some offer an a la carte. It used to be in the old days, the a la carte was the way to go back in the 70s. Right. That was cool because you could get all kinds of horsepower and all kinds of good things on that. So check that out. You can want to compare it to make sure it's apples to apples on what you're looking for. The number five section on this is the pricing information. That's where you'll find the basic price of the vehicle. It breaks down of all the other options and the fees that you're going to pay for on the a la carte or the factory installed item.
And there's usually a bend over part of that as well.
That's number 11. We're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
Other items that would appear are the destination charges, cost of transportation, and so on. Is there a gas guzzler tax levied on cars with a combined MPG of 22.5 miles per gallon or less? There's a consumption guzzler tax. Incredible. So the total price of the vehicle is sometimes located there, but often occupies its own space on the sticker. So the number six we have is the parts and content information. The vehicle manufacturing is offering a global process. In some cases, the engine production, transmission, build, and final assembly of the vehicle take place in different countries. The parts content section lists where the vehicle is assembled, and the percentage of the U.S. and Canadian parts it contains. This sample window sticker does not have the percentages, but others do. For example purposes, we didn't put it on there. So for information about this, you can also go to the National Highway Transportation Safety Board and look it up per that vehicle. Number 7, we're moving along. The section shows the MSRP of the vehicle. Doesn't mean you have to pay that price, but it gives you a point of reference for negotiation. So look at that. Number 8, fuel economy label. The fuel economy label, also the EPA label, gives you estimates of the vehicle's fuel efficiency. This block helps you compare the MPG or miles per gallon numbers on one car versus another. The combined MPG number is the most prominent and most important figure to note. Number 9 is a QR code. All that does is tell you the stats and everything that you're looking at on that sticker is in the QR code. So if you're technically able to do that, you can just go ahead and click that with your QR and bring all the information up. And lastly, the number 10, safety ratings. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration tests the number of new vehicles every year and issues star ratings for the results. So if you've got one that you're into more higher safety than mileage and things, that's the information you'll find with it, and you can just move on and buy that car. I recommend a Buick, by the way.
Used to recommend the Cadillac.
I did.
You still recommend Cadillac?
I do recommend Cadillac. They're just I've just kind of not wanting to pay a price for just the name, so I get everything in my Buick that the Cadillac had.
And you know, that Buick probably, and I didn't look for it, but that Buick probably went down the same assembly line as the Cadillac.
It has the same 2.0 liter turbo as the XT4.
And nobody would probably notice if you put a little V on it to make it go faster.
Well, I put it upside down as an N.
I'm thinking GNX.
GNX?
That would be the Buick with the supercharged engine.
GSX. GNX?
Is it GSX?
GSX.
But I think the GNX was the really super high performance.
I'm going to order it through Pro-Am.
Do it, yeah.
There you go. Say, John, what can you do for me on this deal?
I need that.
You know, I think that really, I mean, just an idea, but maybe perhaps we could get in the funny car labels. And we, come up with our own stuff for different cars, because most of them have, the brand. Mm-hmm. And then over on the other side, not only just the make of the car, mm-hmm. but also the name of the make of the car. Like, for instance, the Invista, something like that. Mm-hmm. Well, come up with another name for Invista, or another name, period, that looks like Invista, but it's not Invista.
Well, if it's a lady driving, it could be the Insista.
Insista. There you go.
I've got an Envision, so I don't know what. The 2020 Envision. 2020.
Insista.
Yeah, Insista. There you go. Opus would be a good one.
Opus. Mm-hmm. I'm liking it.
Opus.
Mars, we're going to do your Dodge Durango.
Oh, we got to get Mike loaded up.
At the opening of the next segment. Okay.
Let me make a note so I can find it whenever I need to.
Well, because we're going to. It's our segment.
Did I go long?
No, a little bit, but that's okay because we've got time.
We went a little bit long with John too. So
all right,
it was fun.
Hey, did want to remind you that today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. We're going to continue the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show right after these messages.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
Hey, Hey, Houston, it's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, trucks, and muscle cars. Don't miss the Evel Knievel tribute. The Mega Morph. Transforming robot car. Lowrider Showcase. Meet Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard. Hip-hop legend Flava Flav. Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. Autorama. Thanksgiving weekend. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
From the Sugar Shack Studios in Houston, Texas, USA, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, it's car recalls, Hemmings Sold Car Game Show.
Oh, man.
A review of the Dodge Durango from Mr. Mars, and we'll have the cruise in and events calendars as well, all coming up in this segment of In Wheel Time. Of course, I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanksgiving weekend.
So Thanksgiving is behind us, and now it's straight ahead to Christmas.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Full speed ahead.
Shift into high gear to get to Christmas if you're not ready yet.
Yeah,
We don't do Christmas until today. We pretty much don't talk Christmas much. I think the grandkids kind of start dropping hints, but we don't really get serious about Christmas till today.
I see. Okay. Well, there's that, and we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're looking forward to George Skelton's usual Christmas gift from Perini Ranch. He always gives us a big slab of beef, and we have sandwiches. Yeah, and it's absolutely spectacular. If you're not familiar with them, I would suggest that you look up Perini Ranch.
And that'd be a good gift.
And be sure and look up George Skelton.
Yeah.
Tell him we said hi.
A man of the world. We just did. Thank you, George. We love you guys, and hope you're doing well. All right. Let's do the Dodge Durango review. Mr. Mars had a chance to drive that.
And I was really surprised when the 2025 Dodge Durango showed up in the driveway. For one thing, I was pleasantly surprised that they're still building it, and at least haven't lost everything. They've still got a little bit of performance in their veins somewhere. And this is the Dodge Durango. This is the 20th anniversary premium all-wheel drive version. Now, there are 10 trim levels listed on this thing. I'm not going to go through all 10 of them. Take my word for it. We were the 7th from the bottom, so we were pretty well equipped, but not fully all the way up to the top. And it's a full-size 3-row SUV. Now, I say it that way because it's kind of a tweener. It's a small full-size or it's a big mid-size. I can't find anything on Stellantis that actually says what they categorize it as, but several places refer to it as its full-size, several refer
What did the
to
window
it
sticker
as
say?
a mid-size. It don't.
It don't?
It don't say.
I don't think that's proper English, but go ahead.
Well, anyway.
Right.
So we're going to go with that. 3-row
Hey,
SUV.
Let me see your window sticker. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
And
out
it
of
seats
curiosity. 6
6 people. So we had the 6-piece person setting. Now, on the outside of it, you're going to find LED lighting all the way around, including the automatic headlights, auto-leveling headlights, which I really like the way some of this automatic stuff has gone. And with the headlights, it has the black trim package on it, including the roof rails and the badging. And it had the Hellcat-style performance hood, with the end scoop and the air extractors. And it looked really good, and that's the first thing you think of is, oh, it's a Hellcat. No, it's not. So it has multifunction fold-away mirrors. What has it got here?
Fine print.
I can't read that.
Standard SUV. Body on frame, I assume.
So what is a standard? Is that
That's
mid-size?
According to the government, it's a standard SUV. Well, it's probably a large SUV in the government size.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I don't like I like the mid-size, full-size, compact.
They don't
category.
do it. No, they don't do it that way.
I know.
Unless they're going to get
depends
into
on what the marketing people want it to be.
subcompact, compact, that sort of thing. No, this is a standard. So a standard would be about the size of a Tahoe or a Suburban.
See, to me, those are full size. And if you look at some places, they call them full size.
Okay. Well, this is a standard size.
Okay. Standard size. We're going to have to figure out what a standard size is, Jeffrey.
I'm holding the video, so go ahead.
So we also had, like I said, the mirrors. We had the power sunroof, got a power liftgate on it. And we were rolling on some special 20x10 brass monkey wheels. Now, this brass monkey is another special edition they've come out with.
You can't say that.
That's against the law.
You can't say brass monkey on the radio.
You can't do that.
Why?
Well, because it has other connotations.
Oh.
Monkey shine. All
Well,
that.
during the commercial, you can tell me what that is, but let's don't go there now. So, and when we get to the inside of it, we had the SRT Performance seats on it because this is part of the SRT family. We had the premium industrial premium instrument panel, which is the 10.1. I can't read my own writing.
Well, you can't
10.1 touchscreen with the Uconnect 5 system, and it works really good. Like we've always talked about the Uconnect system. There's a couple of places, and I think that's a problem with the screen, to where you have to touch it a couple of times. But once it connects, it really goes to it quick, and I've always liked it. We had the heated and ventilated front seats. We had the second row captain's chairs, which is what makes it a 6-passenger. And the second row chairs are also heated. The third row is easier to get into with the captain's chairs because they fold up a lot better and they'll fold forward a whole lot easier to make it easier for the kiddos to get into the back. Then we had the 19-speaker Hardin Karman premium audio system with a subwoofer, and it really sounded well. Of course, I like listening to the motor on it, so I didn't turn it up that much.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Buffett.
A little bit of both.
Both what?
Country
Rock
and
roll.
Western.
Yeah.
God.
Under the hood, speaking of which,
I need to go lay down.
I was really glad they still have it. The 5.7-liter V8 Hemi. Now, this is not the Hellcat, although the Hellcat's still available for $25. I guess they had some leftovers. 360 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of
They
torque.
forgot that they offered one, and they just haven't gotten to kill it yet.
That's it.
Yeah. Somebody snuck it out the door. It's got the 8-speed automatic that's pretty well standard across all their vehicles, so it's got plenty of power and plenty of torque. So this thing is rated with the tow package to tow 8,700 pounds. So you can carry your big RV, your big boat. It'll tow quite a bit. However, the EPA says in the city you should look for about 14, on the highway about 22, and combined 17. Ta-da. I got 16 the week I was driving it, so I was pretty happy with that. But again, we're out on the highway quite a bit. And it does have the sport suspension. So, and it's got several different modes. You have the sport mode, the track mode, the tow mode, the snow mode. And it does come...
A la mode.
A la mode.
That's if you go to San Antonio. It does have the flat run tires on it, which I was a little thinking. I've never been a fan of flat runs.
Run flat. Yeah.
Run flats. Damn. And
Theoretically.
because they're always rough.
Theoretically.
And I've never liked it, but with the suspension that this thing's got, it's got a sports suspension on it, but you really don't notice that it's the run flat tires. Mm-hmm. And so
It's a stiffer ride.
it is, but they kind of blend in, I guess is what I'm saying. It is a heavier vehicle because it is a big SUV. I think if you were out on a road course or something, you'd really notice it. But driving around town, driving around on the highway, it's a very pleasant vehicle to drive, other than you're in a little bit larger vehicle.
I can't wait for Kimberly Schultz to listen to this. Kimberly, we love you. Never mind.
We're going to have to edit it a little bit. So the base model price on the Durango is $43,590, which I didn't think was bad at all. The base trim price for the 20th anniversary premium all-wheel drive is, 20th anniversary is $54,495. However, with some of the options that we had on here, which there's a whole lot of them as far
Here we
as
go.
a bunch of things like black brake calipers. I thought was kind of strange, but it's part of the black trim package. $72,460
Whoa, yikes.
for the MSRP. Which, if you start looking across some of the things, again, I really didn't find anything in the midsize SUV that I thought compared to it because of the performance. But if you look at the Kia Telluride, it starts at $37,585 versus the Durango at $43,500. Or the Mazda CX-90 at $37,845. However, if you step up and look at the little bit other side of it, the Chevy Tahoe, and consider it a standard vehicle, standard size SUV, well, that thing's going to start at $60,000 versus the $43,000. So it's to me, it's kind of a tweener. But when you package the performance aspects to it, I personally think there's not much you're going to compare it to.
So if you got the Hellcat motor in this thing, you're probably looking at close to $100,000.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Probably
that.
so.
Yeah.
Probably. Another 20 tacked on it for the motor, if not more. Maybe they give you a discount if you're buying the last Hellcats.
And what we talked about earlier, what's the gas guzzler tax too, probably.
The Hellcat.
Yeah, the Hellcat.
Yep. Probably so. Yes, as a matter of fact, I know there is because I remember from the last time I had one, I was surprised that it was that much, considering it would get 20 miles to the gallon out on the highway.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
the problem is nobody drives it that way because they got their foot off in.
Not in Nederland, no.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the Dodge Durango 2025.
Thank you, and thank you, Dodge Motor Company and Kimberly Schultz. We appreciate
Thank you.
All right, we're going to look at some recalls now. Got some. Pretty much every Acura known to man, 23 to 24. Driver's seat frame is improperly tightened.
Oh.
So when you get in it and it kind of rocks back and forth,
Take it to Pro-Am. They'll fix that.
that's
for you.
right. He knows how. And I'll just go to safercar.gov, type in your VIN number, and it'll tell you about this. Fisker Ocean. Ever know everybody's got one of those. Transmission error can allow the vehicle to roll away. Hey! Stop!
This sounds like a destination, a vacation destination.
Loss of
Come to
drive
the
power
Fisker
from
Ocean.
damaged charging unit on the Kia EV6, 22 to 24. Loss of drive power from damaged charging unit. Now, if that's the case, then if it's a damaged charging unit, I would be worried about fires.
Exactly.
That would be Genesis GV60, 70, 80, Ioniq 5, and Ioniq 6, 23 to 25 model years. Improperly tightened second row seat bolts. Volvo EX90 for 2025. BMW 530, 540. Airbags may not deploy as intended.
Uh-oh.
Martha, I told you to get bow. Oh my gosh, look at that. Inoperative trailer lighting. Jeep Wrangler 2024. Jeep Grand Cherokee, incorrect vehicle speed displayed. That you don't
boy.
need,
Yeah.
Mars. That's the Grand Cherokee 2024 model. Volkswagen ID 2023. Rearview camera image may not display. Vehicle rollaway from improperly routed wiring on the Hyundai Santa Cruz and the Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, boy.
I think they pronounce that Tucson, but I like Tucson.
Oh, it kind of rolls.
Does. What are you thinking, Mars? You got your
I'm wondering about these recalls, like the loose bolt on the rear seat. How many did they fix before the dealers decided to report that?
better yet. How do they know?
That's what I'm saying.
No. How do they? Hey, we got a loose nut at the bottom of the seat down there.
That could cover a lot of things.
Who?
Jimmy, did you tighten it? I don't remember. Okay, well, we got to recall them all.
I don't.
Little Jimmy.
How do you find that out?
That's what I'm saying. Thinking about what I've learned is so the dealer probably would just tighten it until they get to the point to where somebody says this is a problem because it keeps finding them.
Well,
and so they put it into the system. And so the system has to work to find out, to get X number, whatever their algorithm is, to say, okay, we need to do a recall because we've got 100,000 loose bolts out there. But how long does it take you to it's like
Find that out. Yeah.
Yes. Like the airbags don't deploy as they're supposed to. How many wrecks had to happen before they could analyze the
Pow!
airbag? didn't
How many
deploy?
black eyes were there?
Exactly.
How many Marthas had to suffer?
Martha's?
Martha? It's always Martha.
Martha, I know. I don't
It's
know what
always
it is
Martha.
about Martha.
Or
Like,
Aunt Jane or something.
that'd be Aunt Mary.
Aunt Mary and Martha.
And then the Karens.
Well,
You're
they're
the Karen
sisters.
guy.
They're sisters.
You're the Karen guy.
Karen, yeah.
Yeah. You know those Karens. Mm-hmm. I actually know some Karens, and they're not like that at all.
I know.
Wow.
I have a cousin named Karen. She's not like that.
Yeah. Do they name children Karen anymore?
No, after that, I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not. Let's see. I have something else to throw out there. And I'm wondering
See if
whether
it sticks on the wall.
Yeah. I think what we should do is I think that we should do the Hemmings Sold Car Weekly
Okay,
Roundup.
let me get a scorecard.
Okay, get the scorecard out.
I had a guy tell me last week that he was listening to us last week's show.
He got every one of them right.
No, he was watching it on YouTube, and his wife walked in and sat down and started watching, and they started trying to play along at home on
Yeah,
how much they
you
thought
can.
these cars
Yeah.
were.
Well, here's one. And matter of fact, I think that I had one of these. I can't remember the exact year, but it was close to 1979, may have been 1980, that I bought a brand new Jeep CJ7. I don't think they called them Wranglers then. It was a CJ7, but it was a Wrangler, basically. Yeah, it was a two-door model, and it had a Pontiac four-cylinder engine in it.
Wow.
and a 4-speed manual transmission, and it was stiff. You just bounced down the road. Anyway, so it's a clean one here. It's got a little bikini top on the top of it. You know, the ones that
I
just
like bikini tops.
I know you do.
I like clear bras.
And clear bras. So this one was for sale, and it sold. Guess how much it sold for? Now it's got, custom wheels, and like I said, the bikini top. Clearly no air conditioning.
CJ7, right?
CJ7.
17.
Mars?
I was going to go 18. I'll stick with my 18.
18. How about 9?
Well, okay.
9,000.
How about
For a
nine?
7?
And
well.
does it make any difference how many miles it's got on it? My take is no. If it runs, then go for it.
Yeah. You could
Here's
beat it
one.
up.
Here's one for you Mustang people. The 1976 Ford Mustang
Sally?
Cobra.
76?
Ooh.
76. Now this is the Fox body,
Yeah.
and it's white, and it's got the Shelby blue stripes on it. And it looks all original, and it looks really clean, and it's in somebody's living room, it looks like, because there's a fireplace there with a TV and stuff. It looks really clean.
A little model. It's a
It's
matchbox.
it's not a model. Not a model. What do you-
23.
23?
I
Jeff?
went 14.
33.
Oh, wow. We're
$33,000, man.
You can't hardly buy a Mustang
Fox
under
body,
20
though.
now.
Come on.
I know. There it is right there. You can see it. All right. Here's one.
That's a museum.
This looks like all original, and it's, I don't know whether it's original paint or not, but it looks like an original paint color.
What is it?
It's a 1956 Chevy Bel Air. So this is the upscale model. It has full wheel covers on it, wide whites on it. That looks like it just came off the showroom floor. A lot of
Four-door,
shiny
too.
chrome. Pardon?
4-door, 2-door.
It's a 2-door, which does make a difference in price.
I say 42.
I'm going to say 35.
39, 39.9.
Oh, split it.
Way to go, Jeff.
We were in there.
Yeah. How about a pick-em-up truck? It's got patinaed paint. It's clean. 1977 Ford 3/4 ton, an F-250. 77 Ford 250. Like I said, it looks clean, and it looks like it's got 4-wheel drive on it, although it doesn't officially say that, but it's got the big front hubs on it. So 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive, patinaed paint, gray in color. Well, that's the main color. And I'm sure it's got a V8 engine in it. What do you think?
$8,000. 8.
Yeah, Jeff stole my number, so I'm going to go to 10.
$9,200.
We split it again. There you go.
$250. Y'all are getting really good at this. Here's one from a friend of mine, that used to be a Jaguar owner and is no more, thank goodness.
So it's a Jag. All right. I would say $1. Before you even go there, that's $1.
2006
Oh, boy.
Jaguar
50 cents now.
XK8. Okay, it's a 2-door coupe, black, a really clean looking car that probably back in 2006 sold for top dollar at the Jaguar dealership. How much do you think that it sold for? I don't know the mileage on it, but it looks extra clean. And they know how to take a picture of it because they got the woods behind it and the concrete driveway. So I would imagine that the man's got a mansion.
And he needs to get rid of it.
Yeah, and he's dealing with people. I'll go 12.
I want 11.
16.8.
Oh, okay.
He's looking to sell it to one of his buddies. Is what he's
Probably.
doing.
Now, here's one that I don't really like the body style, but it does have wood on it.
Okay.
It's a 1948 Pontiac Streamliner. So we could call it kind of a half woody because the front fenders in the hood are not wood, or they don't have any wood trim on them, and the front fender goes kind of back almost into the middle of the
And then
front door.
Okay, and then it bows down.
Yeah, and so it's got wood doors, and it's a station wagon. A 1948 Pontiac Streamliner, woody, wide whites. It's clearly been restored. 48 Pontiac Streamliner. What do you think you'd give for that?
I'm going to say 46.
Yeah, but I'm thinking 30.
21.
Oh, okay.
And I selected this one to include in our little game today because To me, that would be a great hot rod tour of Texas.
Absolutely.
vehicle.
Yeah, I was picturing it in my head with the fenders coming down, but it depends on whether it was a morning wood or not.
That's true.
Yeah.
This would be afternoon wood.
That's nice, too.
Next is the 2006 Lincoln Town Car Limousine.
So what year again, sir?
That'd be a 2006, and it's about 100 miles long.
Lincoln Limousine.
Lincoln Limousine. It looks like it's 4, 6 doors. I don't know, but
Oh, wow.
it's at least 30 feet long, if not 40. It's a limousine. 2006 Lincoln Town Car. It's white.
17.
17. Mars?
10.
$2,675.
Well, I was thinking of buying in bulk. I want to buy them in bulk.
I'm surprised that it's on Hemmings for that.
I know.
Now, here's one that if I were a Ford or Lincoln guy, I'd consider this. A 1969 Lincoln MK3.
Oh,
An
okay,
MK3.
yeah.
So this is a two-door Lincoln Continental is what
Right.
it is. It's a Mark III.
Yeah.
1969. How much do you think is maroon with a black Landau roof?
$6,000.
6. I was thinking more like 12.
19,425. I want to hurry along here. 55 Studebaker Commander. It's a two-door, and boy, is it ugly. 1955 Studebaker Commander. It looks like it's factory original. Maybe it's been restored, and I don't mean to put down anybody that's into Studebakers, but this is not my cup of tea. 55 Studebaker, two-door Commander.
42.
Mars?
18.
10,763. There's another Hot Rod Tour of Texas one. Finally,
Uh-oh.
they stopped making these because they were kind of dangerous. This one here is a 1988 Suzuki Samurai,
Oh, yeah.
which was kind of going after the Jeep Wrangler, but the wheelbase was such that it rolled over a lot.
Yeah, they had put training wheels on when they did the testing.
88 Suzuki Samurai. What do you think that sold for?
$4,000 and not a penny more.
$7,500.
$6,600.
That's when they put a roll bar on that, it was really a roll bar. It did roll right on over you.
Okay. Time now for a quick break here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Back after this.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
Yes, don't forget the next In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, which is next Saturday.
Right,
Saturday
right.
will be at Gulf Coast Auto Shield.
Yeah.
All right, time now on In Wheel Time for the Cruise In and events calendars. Jeffrey?
Yeah, you bet. Well, so these are next Saturday. We're going to go week out. So you've got the Katy High School Theater Car Show. It's at the Katy High School Theater is hosting the 6th annual car show on December 7th. The event will take place at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the American Furniture Warehouse at 500 Pin Oak Road in Katy. Features a holiday theme, including toy drive, best decorated vehicles, so on and so on. Refreshments,
Katy,
all that good stuff. You got hot chocolate stuff for the
Katy
kids
Road,
to do.
Chrysler Plymouth Bargain Store.
Do we join in? And on that Saturday,
Still a question what he did with all that money.
I know. For car enthusiasts, you've got the 2nd annual Toys for Kids car show. A lot of that coming up. Toys for Tots and so on. The event takes place at the Katy Bombshells on at 10:30 to 3 p.m.
You ever been to a Bombshells?
Never have. Participants can enter by donating $25 worth of toys or cash. And it's noon registration, tent, all that good stuff. It's at 20516 Katy Freeway, December 7th, 10:30 to 3. And then on Sunday, you've got the annual toy drive, Home Run Dugout Houston in Katy, Texas. It's got a theme going there. So come on out there. It's organized by Tanner Sprinkle State Farm in Cypress and Coffee and Cars. All that good stuff. It's at 1220 Grand Boulevard in Katy from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Now, when I say the word Milan as a line here in the next news story that I'm going to do, what do you think of Milan?
Italy.
Milan, Italy.
Yeah. Yeah. Models, runway,
How about
fashion.
How about car builders? Milan.
Well,
Italy.
yeah.
Italian tax police have searched the offices of some legal firms as part of an investigation into the alleged tax fraud involving 5 people, including Stellantis and Ferrari chair John Elkann.
No Nissan?
Prosecutors said on Tuesday the investigation, opened earlier this year, alleges Elkann and his siblings, Lapo and Ginevra, did not pay taxes in Italy on assets they inherited after the death in 2019 of the grandmother, Marcella Caracolio,
Was it natural causes? Or?
the wife of late Fiat boss Gianni Agnelli.
Oh, forget about it.
Forget about it. So it's about $78.77 million. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about that. Tesla's 10 million square foot plant in Austin, Texas, has been releasing toxic pollutants into the environment for months. Wall Street Journal reported November 24th. The plant's giant casting furnace failed to shut down, spewing, I like that word, spewing toxins into the air and raising factory floor temperatures to as high as 100 degrees. The wastewater pound at the gigafactory, meant for liquid evaporation, went unchecked for pH levels. It contained toxins such as sulfuric and nitric acids. The algae-colored water reportedly smelled of rotten eggs, the Journal reported. Tesla discharged the untreated pond water into the sewer system without permission from Austin Water, according to the report, citing former employees and regulatory emails. Former employees told the Journal they feared job loss if they raised concerns about environmental hazards. On September 20th, the city of Austin issued 2 violation notices to Tesla for exceeding pH limits outlined in its permit. The Journal also reviewed a whistleblower memo sent to the EPA. Oops. Don't do that again.
A lot of gases.
We'd love to hear from you. Just shoot us an email. Anytime. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We got more of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show after this.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift-giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
Hey, Houston, it's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, trucks, and muscle cars. Don't miss the Evel Knievel tribute, the Megamorph, transforming robot car, lowrider showcase. Meet Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard, hip-hop legend Flava Flav, Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. Autorama, Thanksgiving weekend. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts, part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
From the Sugar Shack Studios near Houston, Texas, USA, this is the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. This hour, we'll be chatting it up over with our friend, Rodney Rodriguez, talking about oval track racing, among other things.
He's gone Hollywood, hasn't he?
He is.
He's gone Hollywood.
He has gone Hollywood.
He
I
left
like
us
it.
behind.
I know.
That's all right.
That's okay. Good luck to him, and we want to be on your coattails.
There you go.
Jeff has the Motor Minute, and I guess I get to review the Lexus GX 550.
You certainly can.
Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us today. David Ainsley is trying to recover from the entire turkey
Still
that he
doing
ate.
dishes, I'm sure.
I'm sure, no doubt, over there. Anyway, look who we've got here.
Who do we got there?
Well, we got Rodney Rodriguez, Revved Up Sports Show, and Dirty Air.
Dirty Air.
I like it. We have the Dirty Air logo up over your
he's
shoulder.
going
I see
Hollywood.
that.
Both?
Okay. Well, I guess I missed.
yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There's
you need one of those ring girls to walk through with the sign behind you.
Yeah, there you go.
And they'll call it Dirty Air.
just dogs in here, no women.
Oh,
no women.
No women. Hey, did y'all say we're having a remote at Bombshells?
no.
We'd love to.
Would we?
Yeah.
You know, the
Would
last
I?
time we got involved in something like that, I think I said to both of you, we are never doing this again.
That was at the
Roadhouse or whatever it was up in the Woodlands.
Yeah.
What was the name of that place?
Women's Federal Prison.
No.
Federal Penitentiary.
It was Twin Peaks. Almost a federal prison.
God, I'd never been to a Twin Peaks before. I had no clue. Dummy me. Well, now I know. There were girls in there that were young enough to be my granddaughter.
Oh, boy.
And they were in little skimpy outfits. And, it kind of gave me the creeps. And anybody that looked at me thought he's the creep for being in here.
Right. Somebody check his ID. Can we pull his criminal record online?
Exactly.
I'm always amazed with, well, I'll say we men, that go into those places and it's like, okay, you know that you're going to eat, you're going to have, cheap beer or not cheap, cold beer or whatever, and that's all you get. But some people go in there and they're thinking they're like at the gentleman's club, and I'm like, guys,
Yeah, no. Those I've been. You know how many Hooters I've been to? One time. And it's not that I'm against any of that stuff. It just doesn't appeal to me. One, wings.
They're terrible.
There's just not enough meat on the bone there for me.
I do like the Hooters wings when they're hot. Let them get cold, and they're
Does
grease.
Becky know that?
Yeah. So I'm not allowed to go there.
Did you ever take Becky there?
I think we went there one time.
That's what I thought. Did you ever take?
No, I've been to a Hooters once with an old boss of mine because he liked the food, and the food was terrible.
He liked the food.
No, he did.
I'm sure that's what it was.
Something about garlic wings or whatever.
Speaking of Hooters and meat on the bone, guys.
Well, that's it for your segment. Got to go.
Quick funny story. One of the first times that I was going down to Pensacola for the Snowball Derby, going through Beaumont, stopped at the Hooters in Beaumont. And so we go in, and there's like 2 pregnant Hooters waitresses there.
Yeah.
And it's like, pregnancy's fine.
Retired
but
strippers.
It's like that kind of.
It's East Texas, dude. You take what you can get when you get to Beaumont.
Stage name was Cottage Cheese.
Rodney Rodriguez.
Giving ham.
You had no clue what you were going to get yourself into on a Thanksgiving Saturday, did you?
He started it.
I like this. This is holiday bliss.
It is. How are you doing?
Doing well, guys. Just kind of getting the racing season wound down. But for me, this is because kind of dueling in the different sports things. We've got a little football game that I'll be working on today. So
Really?
Yeah.
Which one is this?
We've got the Fighting Texas Longhorns taking on the Fighting Texas Aggies for the first time.
Are you working on the broadcast?
I'll have to do post game. So we'll do a post game broadcast.
Oh, I see.
Right.
That is that on your local station there in Austin?
Yeah, that's on Texas Sports Unfiltered. So that's going to be very late tonight. So we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, racing season winding down, and I guess getting wound up to do it all over again. More fun.
Getting ready.
Again.
Well,
Yeah, one of the guys down here, he's already talking about the Chili Bowl next year, getting his cars ready.
January. I'm actually headed to next week. Next week, midweek, I'm heading to Missouri for the Gateway Nationals, which what they do is they take the dome there in St. Louis. They take that and cover it up with dirt, and they have a huge dirt late model race there for about 3 days. So that's going to be a pretty massive event.
It's an
Is that-
indoor event?
inside.
is that a Kenny Wallace? Is Kenny Wallace connected to that?
Probably in some form or fashion.
Dirt
Probably in
track,
some form.
Missouri. You would think Kenny Wallace. That comes to mind.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I always laugh with the Chili Bowl and this race with the dome, to where it's like when NASCAR goes in and they did the race there at the LA Coliseum,
That
a lot
was
of the dirt
tough.
folks are like, that's not a real track. I'm like, well, what about the Chili Bowl? Kind of same concept, I think. But great events. Chili Bowl is huge.
Well, and I was talking to somebody about that just the other day. Said, even though that the official seasons for the big organizing groups has come to an end, basically, there are these oddball things that happen in the off season. What is it? The Snow Bowl? What was that?
Yeah, that's next week. You've got the Snowball Derby in Pensacola. That's kind of the Super Bowl of stock car racing. So that will draw just massive. I mean, it really is the biggest.
Yeah, and you say stock car racing. You're talking about local stock car racing.
Well, I mean, that was the concept way back when. Now, as finances and big money teams have driven everything, you get those guys. And actually this weekend as well, today, as a matter of fact, in Central Florida, you've got the Bill Bigley Memorial 128 at the Freedom Factory. And what you have there, you've got 40 pavement super late models that are going to be racing. And a lot of these guys, they'll pull up and they take their Bigley car for this weekend, and then they'll just head over to Pensacola and make it a full soiree out.
Are you going to go to that one?
No, I've got the St. Louis race. I usually cover the Derby, but this will be the first time in a long time that going to be weird. I'll be at a dirt track. Massive event, not a pavement event.
This whole announcer thing at the play-by-play stuff at these racetracks, that's going to be your full-time gig here before too long.
Don, I'm fortunate because I recently got a gig, and I mentioned this to Mike. I'm now working for O'Reilly Auto Parts, and I'm actually going to be one of their event marketing specialists, they call me. So basically, I'm going to travel around to racetracks and, NASCAR races, IndyCar races, short track races, doing car shows, probably going to cross paths with you guys a lot in the Houston area because I'll cover the whole territory. So,
you're special to us.
Yeah, regardless. Yeah. Always.
We got history.
I know.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this: what's going on with the charters with NASCAR and the 2311 Racing and Hamlin and the big fight with the Hendricks and all that? What's going on there?
So basically, the way that works is NASCAR afforded the teams an opportunity to where they gave them the charters, which have become very valuable.
Which are teams? You've got a slot for a team.
Yeah, basically what that means is that you're in every race. Back in the days of when you had a lot of cars wouldn't qualify for races. If you have a charter, you're going to be in the race every weekend, essentially. But what happens here is NASCAR. This is NASCAR's sandbox, as they call it. They control everything. I mean, the finances of that, everything entailed right there. NASCAR dictates, okay, the teams are going to get this percentage of whatever. I think what really put this over the top, Jeff, was once the TV money got so outrageous. Mm-hmm. I mean, now you've got 5 TV providers where there were 3 at one point. when you add in Amazon Prime and whoever else the other one is, that's just a lot of money. And Denny Hamlin, now that he's on the ownership side there, and Michael Jordan, the ultimate financial guy when it comes to the sports industry, these two are like, wait a minute, we need a bigger piece of the pie here. And that's why they do what a lot of us do now. They lawsuit.
Yeah.
So that it's kind of stalled a little bit, but it'll work itself out. But it's very weird for somebody to push back against NASCAR.
Well, the reason I say that is because that's going on in Formula One, and my minute's going to be about some of that too a little later on in the show. But I had to ask because I knew you were coming on. So clear as mud.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all this. Nothing's going to be resolved by the time we get to Daytona in February. I mean, none of this will be. I mean, this is going to be one of those deals that gets done. Miraculously, it gets done. It'll get very quiet for a little bit, then it's done. Then everybody's happy.
Well, it's the dirty laundry. They're airing all their dirty laundry. I don't want to hear that. You lose interest in the sport.
That's the whole thing. What happens when this happens in Formula One, NASCAR, wherever it is that it becomes very much the equivalent of big money contracts in the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NBA, to where it's like people get soured on hearing about all this money that these people are making, and they're trying to figure out a way to pay the electric bill, and you're having to pay for streaming, and you're having to pay for cable, and it's not anything that needs to be. We don't need to know. I love your point. We don't need to know this stuff. They can figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of NASCAR and Daytona in February, so what's the latest with NASCAR?
Well, this was a year that was with the new playoff system. There's been a lot of talk about with the playoff system. It needs to be changed. The different tiers of it, where the top 16 drivers get in, and you kind of dwindle that down. And this year, you get a guy in Joey Logano that didn't have the best regular season. He won a regular season race, got himself into the playoffs. That's all you have to do. He does that. He gets into the playoffs, and then Alex Bowman, driver there for Hendrick, gets disqualified on a weight infraction at a race. Logano was out of the playoffs because that was a cutoff race. I forget which round that was, because it's 16, 12, 8, and then down to the 4. Alex Bowman punches his way into the playoffs, gets disqualified. Joey Logano was out, and then he's back in because Bowman was thrown out. Mm-hmm. Joey Logano wins the championship. So in the old point system, Joey Logano, I think, would have finished 12th. So, NASCAR's in a really tough spot, guys, because whatever they do is going to piss somebody off.
Get rid of the stages.
The stages.
Get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
Drive like a man.
Drive like a man. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to watch a 500-mile race with no cautions, nothing going on. I mean, come on. So
it's boring.
To each their own. To each their own. It's going to be an interesting 2025.
How about local stuff?
So local stuff, dirt continues to thrive, and there are just so many in the state of Texas with the dirt tracks. Like I mentioned when I'm on with you guys, your track there in Cleveland, 105 has just done, 105 Speedway in Cleveland has done just amazing things this year. They added 2 or 3 really big events out there, and they're continuing to grow and grow the fan base. And, dirt is kind of at a point right now to where they're kind of at that point as well, to where there are a lot of the modified type cars. Now there's probably about 4 or 5 of those different classes. And guys will go from a sport mod to a B mod to an E mod. And so you're getting a lot of stuff with that where folks are like, okay, we've got too many of those classes. You got a lot of stock car classes, kind of all of that, but there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of fans, so they're in a really good place. And then when it comes on the asphalt side, I think obviously there's one track in Houston. I think that track did some really good things this year. They've released, I think there are 8 or 9 dates that are going to be out in 2025. Hopefully they can get a balance right there. And also bringing back Bandoleros, trying to add some midget racing, all of that. So hopefully that's things that are going to keep everything moving forward, I guess.
How do we get the schedule? How do we get the schedule for that Houston track?
HMP Oval. HMP Oval track on Facebook is the best place.
Okay. Have they put out the schedule yet?
What's that?
Yeah, it's out. It is out.
Okay. And it's nice next year because it's very... it equates to about one event a month.
Yeah.
And I think right now that's really what
That's
you
what
need.
it should be. And if I were going to offer anything, look, either make it the first Saturday or the first, for second, third Saturday of the month, whatever it is, and just keep that going.
Yeah. And it just gets to where with all these disciplines of racing, I mean, the cost factor, I mean, it's always cost a lot of money to do this. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But, now with the escalation of prices for tires and shocks are the ones now, whether on dirt or asphalt, that you can just spend. Guys, I remember when we raced on pavement in stock cars, we would pay, maybe $300 for our 4 shocks. Now these guys go in there and they're spending $1,000 per shock.
Well, they're all
And
custom made, aren't they?
They're all custom made. You can send them back and get them revalved. You tell them what you want them to do with them. And, if a couple of series over in the Florida area, what they've done is they're going to a spec shock. And I think that definitely helps. But then you get the outcry usually from the teams that have the better finance teams, where it's like, oh, we want something better because we want to win. Yeah, they don't like the balance.
Are you doing any racing yourself?
No, I didn't. Did I race this year? I didn't race at all this year.
I thought you said you did race a couple times this past year.
No, did I? No, I actually didn't this year. This
No?
year I did not. Wow.
I'm surprised. If I were a car owner, I would make sure that I had you in a car at least one race in one that you're calling yourself.
That's how I would get rides when I would run from time to time, to where it's like they'd have a big event and they're like, hey, they'd call me up. Hey, you want to race? I'm like, okay, you want me to talk about it, right?
Call the race. Call the race from the cockpit.
So,
Yeah.
Call it
is
from the
fine.
seat.
Yeah,
Which is fine.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
So how's your weekly show, Dirty Air, doing?
Dirty Air is doing really well. It continues to expand the brand. I've actually taken it a little bit further to where I've included talking more with motocross. I mean, motocross is really big up in this region of Texas, down where I'm at, around the Austin area, because there's so many different moto parks that are always going. And there's a lot of hidden talent youngsters that are starting out, that are doing this, and really there are kids that have started out and they're at a really high level right now that have come out of Texas, and people don't know anything about them because nobody covers it. So kind of really taking that on and really kind of tailored over to drag racing as well. I was fortunate to make a contact with a PR person for Tony Pedregon, and she's been able to push people over to me to really make it sound like I know a hell of a lot about drag racing, but all I know is whoever gets to the other side first.
Yeah. Well, it's great to talk to you, my friend, and hopefully we'll get to see you this year. I'm looking for that invite to come to Houston Motorsports Park and maybe come up and have a race up there and enjoy that with a hot dog.
Yeah.
Hot dog and dollar beer.
Yeah.
There you go.
They still doing that?
They still do that.
Good.
And like I mentioned, I'm sure that we are going to cross paths quite often on some car show stuff. And
I hope so.
I
And
will.
I'm glad to hear about. Yeah, I'm glad to hear about O'Reilly's hooking up with you, and we wish you the best of luck at that. And hopefully we'll be able to do some things together.
Yeah, for sure, guys. You do tremendous work. I mean, seriously, I know we like to get on here and kind of be a little outrageous sometimes.
Yeah.
Y'all do amazing.
That's what we
work,
do,
and,
though.
I hope you guys have a really great holiday season. Enjoy that time, and just keep hammering away, boys.
Rodney, God bless. Take care of yourself, my
Merry
friend.
Christmas, Roddy.
Right on, guys. Take
Right.
care.
Ronnie Rodriguez, Revved Up Sports Show and Dirty Air. Hey, you can catch the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app, along with the Odyssey radio app. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flameado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous loopy beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Loopy Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Loopy Tortilla, he's pretty good. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The car social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the car social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
Holidays are here. We
They're
hope
here.
you'll think of our sponsors this season, including Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex Restaurants, Pro-Am Auto, and Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Time now for the Motor Minute. Jeff has that.
Motor Minute. I may need to take 3 hours on this, but you know what happened this past week? Cadillac confirmed Formula One grid. Yay. The racing world is set to welcome Cadillac into the Formula One, where, who else? Mario Andretti Jr. will assume the role of director and board of the new team. General Motors, under the Cadillac brand, aims to join the Formula One grid as the 11th team in 2026. That's awesome. Cadillac's path. I think the whole thing with this, Don, is that Formula One, the F1 guru knuckleheads, didn't like Mario Andretti himself. They didn't like him as a human being, as a man, as a person. Exactly. So they 86'd him and said, "We'll take Cadillac." Cadillac says, "You're not taking us unless you got Mario." Now, he did step away from the actual day-to-day stuff, but he oversees the whole project. So good for you. Big fan. I'm all into that. But Cadillac, Mario, F1, 2026. Gotta love it.
Are you gonna actually start watching Formula One again?
I almost cried. Oh, well, speaking of which, last week, F1 was on Paramount or Discovery XYZ or whatever. It wasn't on a local station. It was from Vegas. It was a Home Track USA, and you had to buy a subscription to watch a blankety-blank F1 race.
I refuse to do that.
I refuse to do that too. So, and then, you're bad-mouthing them and everything, and then this comes along where Cadillac and Mario is F1. Yay. It just brightened up the picture.
Good.
Yep.
All right. Time now for this hour's car review. I had the chance to drive the 2024 Lexus GX 550. This is a new vehicle. Available trim levels include the 550 Premium, the Premium Plus, the Overtrail. I wrote down here Overtail, but that's not it. It's Overtrail. The Luxury, with a plus version for each of those. I had the Overtrail four-wheel drive. This is a standard SUV, Mars. Kind of like that thing that you were driving. You think, what is a standard SUV? It's about the size of a Chevy Tahoe. Mm-hmm. It'll seat 5, 6, or 7 people. We did not have the third row. It had 5 seats in it, and that's just fine with me. Don't cram that third row into a vehicle that size. It doesn't work.
Yeah, please don't.
Exterior changes from last model year, all new for 2024. It looks so much like a Land Rover Range Rover. It's scary.
Yeah.
Land Rover styling cues. Very boxy, attractive design. It's very different for Lexus. Squared off wheel openings, flat nose, modern front end with modified Lexus grille, squared off rear lighting as well. What I liked about it, the clamshell rear gate with the ability to open the top glass only. What could use improvement? Nothing. We just need more of it, or like it anyway. Interior highlights: rugged design styling, huge in-dash 14-inch infotainment screen with a very likable operating system, and it is built into the dashboard. It doesn't sit up there like some add-on. Comfortable and supportive perforated leather seating, off-road capability plus luxury. Cargo and trunk room, plenty without that third row. What I liked, the cool box in the center console. So if you've got something that you want to keep cool, a beverage that you want to keep cool, you open the center console lid, and there's a little box in there, and you hit the little button, and ice coldness comes to it.
Wow.
What could use improvement? Again, I don't get the third row version. The vehicle's just not big enough for a third row. I understand why they do it. Hey, we're going to make it anyway. It's not going to be that big of a deal, so just stick
a family.
I guess.
Yeah.
Engine, a 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 that acts like a V8. 349 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, making it truly off-roadable. 10-speed automatic transmission with a tow rating of 4 tons. Manufacturer's miles per gallon, 15 in the city, 21 on the highway for combined to 17. I got 18 miles per gallon, over 325 and a half miles.
You stretched it.
What I liked about it, the powertrain is well matched to its capability. Now, I personally did not go off-roading with this thing, nor would I, because I don't want to scratch it.
Yep.
And I don't want to have to call those fine folks over there at Lexus and go, well, I scratched it.
Take it to Jason's shop.
No, I'm not. No, I don't want to take it to any shop. Here, I got it. I'm doing the review. That's good enough for me. That's a good-looking vehicle, man. I'm telling you. Ride and handling, as I said, the body on-frame architecture. What I liked about it, those 33-inch all-terrain tires, massive.
Wow.
Steamrollers with lugs is the way I look at it. Adaptive variable suspension on those 18-inch wheels is very nice as well. Now you can get into this for $62,900. Price is tested as $71,620, and it's pretty much loaded up. Competitors, Land Rover Defender 110 for $73,475. That's their most popular vehicle, by the way. The Ford Bronco starts at $39,630, and the Jeep Wrangler for $31,995. Well, Don, why are you doing it that way? Because there really isn't a lot of competition in that particular style of vehicle. There just isn't. And I'm sure that there'll be more if they sell a lot of these things.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, man, if I'm into that off-roading luxury thing, I'm seriously going to look at this. It's not going to be the Land Rover Defender. No.
It's a nice vehicle.
Mars even turned his nose up when I said that.
You know, I really like the ones I was in, but as far as an everyday thing,
This can be an everyday thing easily.
yeah, I could see that.
So I'm a huge fan. I really like it a lot. I like the Lexus brand. I like the lineup. I like what they do with their vehicles. I'm not a huge fan of that, what do they call, spindle grille. It's just not my cup of tea.
Right.
But they keep changing it up to make it different for particular model
They're trying
years.
to find one you like.
Yeah. And I do like the NX, and I'm going to review that next week. Yeah. So anyway, that's my review of the 2024 Lexus GX 550. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We'll be back after this.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift-giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
Hey, Houston, it's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, trucks, and muscle cars. Don't miss the Evel Knievel tribute. The Megamorph Transforming Robot Car. Lowrider Showcase. Meet Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard. Hip-hop legend Flava Flav. Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. Autorama. Thanksgiving weekend. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
This is the world's favorite place to go for automotive fun, intrigue, and informative car talk.
Whoa, wait a minute. Intrigue?
Intrigue.
Okay.
Because you don't know what's coming up next. It's always a surprise, and a surprise to us as well. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. You a Mopar fan?
Yeah.
So is Troy Hawks.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk to him. Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. And I'll get you caught up on some of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we always need more Jeff Zekin.
Super.
I'm Don Armstrong. Well, at this moment I am. Usually I'll come up with something else. Some alias.
Alias. Smith and Jones.
AKA. Also known as.
Alias.
Fill in the break.
Tater
Tater
salad.
My brother.
Tater salad.
Brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl.
That's it. All right. We're now going to talk to Mr. Troy Hawks from the Hawks Mopar Nest. Troy,
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. And
Awesome.
I have to tell you that we do like the Hawks Mopar Nest. So where are you nesting?
I'm outside of Waller, just west of Houston. Moved out here with my wife to build our new nest right there.
There it is. There you go. Well,
Yeah.
I see that the garage door is tall enough to get a great big huge spoiler underneath it.
Yep, 2 of them. I got my Daytona too. Get here. You guys had me on the air a couple years ago with the Daytona.
Okay. Well, today it's the Plymouth.
Yep.
I have to tell you, I sure do like that black and white look of that car.
Yeah, the big
I
meatball number.
had the 65 Corvair, and I painted it that color, white with black stripes on it. I just think that you just don't see that many of them like that, and it really stands out.
Yep. So you want me to talk about it? You got some questions?
Well, no, I would like for you to just give us the rundown on the car. How long have you had this car?
I've had the car since about 2022. I bought it from a friend of mine. He had it restored, the OEM, so basically the Plymouth decal and a quarter, just stock looking straight out of the factory. And then I slowly uncovered when I got to actually meet the Lindsley's family about the car's pedigree. Jim Lindsley is kind of like the Richard Petty of the SCTA road racing. If you guys have heard of Bonneville and El Mirage,
of course.
He helped start the Gear Grinders in 1970. He bought this thing brand spanking new from a dealership there in California, and it immediately took on racing responsibilities. It decked out. I've got pictures of the car from back in 70, 71. And as a typical race car, it went through many different paint schemes. The big thing about it, it's a world record holder, the 200-mile-an-hour club, which is very significant. So this is kind of, if you have a NASCAR metaphor, it would be a Richard Petty Superbird, except this started off as a factory, car that bought at a dealership. And 1971, and it had a fuel injected Hemi, actually the one that's still in it. They raced it for 2 years, and somehow the original motor survived, and they yanked it, put it in the back of the shop, and then they put various other kind of Keith Black Hemis in it. And I wanted to go and replicate the paint scheme of what it was in 1970, 71, when Jim and his son Larry drove the car to its record running passes at Bonneville and Elge Mirage, because I didn't want to have to paint it, because most of the people remember it as a copper color from like 74 on through the 80s. And when he made the 200-mile-an-hour club, it's pretty cool about the car that they get a sticker, 200-mile-an-hour car, and that sticker it's been sitting on that wing window since 1971. So I was fortunate that people who restored the car didn't take that history off of the car. It's an original Hemi automatic, column automatic, and it still retains the original motor in it.
What cubic inch is that?
The 426 Hemi.
The 426 Hemi. Oh my God, look at
Yeah.
that.
Stuffed in there.
Yeah. So it's the big block Hemi, and it's got one 4-barrel on it?
Two.
No, the dual quad.
Dual quads.
It's 2 AFBs sitting on top of it.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, the car, most of its history was at Bonneville from 1970 to, I think they stopped racing probably about 87, 88, somewhere there around. So there's a whole bunch of history about the car. I discovered when I engaged with Gary Lindsley, the brother of Larry, who's son of Jim, the original owner. Like, take for instance, this little hole right here. It's not supposed to be there. I've owned many wing cars. I've owned Mopars my whole life. And I was like, what the heck is that there for? And he sent me pictures of, they put a fuel cell in the nose to just do some experimenting. And I've got pictures of the cap and the fuel inlet going to that hole. And of them pouring fuel into it back in 71 or 73.
Where was the tank?
In front of the
inside the
radiator?
nose.
Up in the very,
tank was in the
very
nose.
front.
Trying to get the weight
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I can't imagine that would pass any set of safety today to have the fuel tank hanging out there in front.
Well, what
No.
blows my mind on this is that it's a column shifter automatic.
A column shifter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Automatic.
Because Mr. Lindsley, his wife, he wanted to be able to sit next to his wife when they're going down the road for the short time that it was on the street. So he didn't want a 4-gear. He wanted a bench seat so Mrs. Lindsley could slide next to him.
So they didn't offer a bench seat with a 4 on the floor.
Oh, yeah, they did. It just, if
He
you
didn't,
need a bench
he
seat,
didn't
4 on
want
floor.
the stick shift to
In
get
the
in the way of her
way.
legs. Duh.
Yeah.
You're not that old, Don.
Or,
Come on.
or that's all that they had because, the Hemi Superbird, they're very limited production. They only made about 130, 135 of them of the 1,920 Superbirds that they had to make to, satisfy NASCAR rules back in the day.
Yeah, and then they got banned because of the big wing, and they just walked off and left the entire rest of the field.
There you go.
Yeah. So, like, here's the thing cool. This is a picture of the car brand new at El Mirage. I mean, he just drove it. It's brand new. It's still got the rally wheels on it. God. And then here's a picture of the car running down Bonneville. I don't know if it zoomed in on it.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
We see
Yeah.
it.
And then here's some other pictures of, this is what most people remember it as, the copper color. And everybody thinks of the Lindsley's Superbird. I took it to Speed Week at Bonneville last summer. And some of the old timers, and here's the original window sticker of the car.
What was
How much was
the
it?
window sticker on?
What was the price?
$5,379.
So
Can't even buy the motor for that.
That's the price I would have guessed.
yeah, right.
Yeah. And it still has the original license plate. That's the original license plate to the car from 1970. And that's the dealership that he bought it from. And they did some sponsoring. So, they're down the graphics. I found a lot of pictures at the Peterson Photo Archive in California that they archive a lot of photos from Hot Rod Magazine, CarCraft, all the magazines back in the day, whether it be NASCAR, SCTA, road racing, what have you. So the car's got a lot of pedigree. World record holder, the highest speed that it got to was about 220 miles an hour. It broke the record at 214 because at land speed records, it's not just to get to 200 miles an hour. You have to break the existing record.
You got to go there and
for
back.
example,
Yeah.
right. So this was a one way straight. Yeah, and you got to back it up, as I say. So maybe the record was 213 miles an hour at the time, and they went 214. So that's when they broke the first world record that the car had.
Well, Troy, well, if Don came to you with a suitcase full of unmarked bills, what would it take to buy that car?
Unmarked bills, a few million probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that the paint scheme that's on it. I mean, that's kind of what was on it in the pictures you were showing us. So that's back to what they were racing at one point.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a race car. And I've got real close-up, high-resolution photos of the car back in 70, 71. And I took the scale, and then there's a local, you know, these vinyl shops where you can put vinyl your car,
Right.
and everything. So I took the pictures, and I went to the vinyl, and we went over and we did measurements based on the images, based the scale. And then that's when I put the 16 and the BP. That's the class that he ran. And then I've seen pictures of 70. He didn't have the STP in a quarter. So I know the pictures that I see are 1970 because the STP isn't there. And in 71, he had the sticker there. So I know that the pictures that I see with the STP is 71.
Okay.
And then, the Lindleys, they put their name on it just like Petty Plymouth, he did for his Superbirds. And that's,
That's a cool car.
Was the car ever wrecked?
No. I do have pictures of Larry spinning out at high speed at Bonneville. So that has to be very scary where you're close to 200 miles an hour and you go into a spin.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
But no, the car, I got pictures of it brand new with the roll bar. I got pictures. When I met the family, the pedigree and the history it was like Niagara Falls. It just came flowing out.
Wow.
And I got original time slips that the family has given me. They've been so awesome. And they love the fact that I'm keeping the car alive and in the name of, Jim and Larry and the whole family.
Now, does it have mufflers on it today?
Yes, it does have mufflers. I want to actually, you guys were talking, there was a segment from HMP at the Houston track here, local NASCAR track.
Yep.
I used the Superbird as the official pace car. That was kind of surreal. I was the official pace car for one of their races.
I love it.
No, it was cool. And I'm going to try to get back and do it. The fans really loved it to see the Superbird out there, especially with the numbers and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, and with the NASCAR history.
Now, with you out west like you are, do you know John Hovis out at the Hemi Hideout?
Oh, yeah. I know John very well.
Very good. Well, we just had a remote broadcast out there recently, and good friends with John and his family, and it's always good to see him. And, of course, you know that he's got a Superbird in his collection out there. And I find the cars amazing, with the beep, beep. One is the nose, and the other, of course, is the wing. And the nose is a very special part of that car, and it typically from the factory it just doesn't fit to today's standards of fit and finish, and I assume that yours is like that too.
Oh yeah, you got the gaps here. They, unlike the Daytonas where they just grabbed Charger RTs and went to Creative Industries and built them on the fly at our offsite remote location, the Superbirds were another animal because NASCAR changed the rule from satisfying the rules of 500 units to satisfy in 69. That's why there was about 503 production Daytonas built. But the NASCAR changed the rules, so you had to have like one unit for every two dealerships. So the Superbird volume went up to about 1,920 units that needed to satisfy. And that was the lure of Richard Petty back in the NASCAR because, as you know, he defected to Ford in 69. And Plymouth said if he's going to come back and drive a wing car, it needs to be a Plymouth because otherwise he could have drove a Daytona because the rules, that body style was good for 5 years. He didn't care, but Plymouth was adamant it needed to be Richard Petty needed to be in behind the wheel of a Plymouth. So they're like, okay, well then you need to build an Arrow winged Plymouth. So hence, the creation of the Superbird.
They
had to make so many of them, so they built the assembly cars on the assembly plant, except the wing and the nose, and then they were put together with the running whole car at the Clairpoint sub-assembly facility there at Lynch Road. So Creative Industry makes the nose. They made the wing just like they did for the Daytona, and then they put the cars together. So that's why sometimes you'll see Survivor Superbirds that the nose and the body paint don't particularly match because they took the car, they went to another location that had the nose and the wing, they painted the nose on the fly to match the color of the car, and sometimes it just didn't match perfectly. But they didn't care; they just threw them together and sent them off to the dealerships.
Well, you know, the other thing that was interesting to me about that car, and I did not realize this, but that rear wing was adjustable.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
you got
and I would imagine, did they put it into a wind tunnel to get it just right for whatever track they were racing and the speed they were racing at?
Yeah. I mean, luckily the Superbird, the technology and the science was already there with the year before the Daytona. But the aerodynamics in the wind tunnel, the wind would come down and it would come back down in here, So they had to get the wing, which is basically an airplane wing upside down. So it's pulling down instead of lift. And it's into what you would call the clean air. So it's above that roof line of the
and that adjustment screw, you just showed it there on the side.
Yep. Yeah. So this wing, it's tight, but you can, if you lift it up, it puts more down pressure on the tires.
Yep.
And there's braces that go from the wing down to the frame rails on the inside, and they work because I have stories of back in the day in the 80s, growing up in South Florida, where a guy bought a Superbird and he was all excited and he forgot to put the wing braces in when he put the wing back on because apparently it didn't have it on it. And he was hauling butt down I-95 and the wing pushed the quarter panel, buckled the quarter panel. Because he didn't have the braces in there.
Yeah, because you get up to speed in that thing, that's a lot of downforce on the back end of that car.
Oh, it is. The Daytona, I did Texas Motor Speedway. Motor Trend Magazine did a photo shoot of my car. And I got up to probably about 125, 130. And about 100, I could feel the car squatting. I could feel it getting pushed down.
Yeah.
With the nose and the front spoiler and the wing. It works.
And they're sturdy because when the advertising used to have models sitting on top of the wing to show the sturdiness of it. And remember that.
Oh, yeah. I've sat on my wings. I've had kids sit on the wings and stuff like that. So, yeah. It's a poured, aluminum alloy. It's a cast wing, and it's rigid. It's strong.
Are you going to be showing that car anytime soon around town?
Oh yeah, I take it to the local coffee and cars all the time. Waller, it's a little further than I used to do, but I've taken it to the Post downtown. I've taken it to the Fairfield Baptist Church. I've taken it. Yeah, I drive it. I take it to church on a day like today when it's nice. I drive the heck out of the car.
What kind of gear is in the rear end?
All automatic Superbirds came with a 355 8 3/4 sure grip, and all 4 speeds would have come with the 354 sure grip Dana.
So it is drivable. I mean, as far as freeway type thing.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine that coming by on 10?
I can.
When I had the Daytona, it was an original 410 Dana car, and I had to put a gear vendor overdrive unit in it because it's sad when you're in a right-hand lane and everybody and their mother's blowing by you because your motor's screaming with the 410.
Yeah, no doubt. Troy,
you're in a wing car.
Troy, it's great to talk to you, my friend, and to learn about the wonderful 70 Superbirds you got there at Hawks Mopar Nest. I love it. Great. It's awesome, and it's great to talk to you, and hopefully we'll talk again. Maybe we get to see each other again.
That sounds good. Looking forward to it. Take care, and thank you for the opportunity to chat.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Bye-bye.
Nice guy.
It is.
Nice car, nice interview.
Yeah, good. Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the In Wheel Time app. Download it to your mobile device today if you haven't already. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts, you can get those from your favorite podcast provider, and you can also find our brand new broadcast partner, Odyssey Radio.
Yeah.
They will stream our show as well. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
Hey, Houston, it's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, trucks, and muscle cars. Don't miss the Evel Knievel tribute. The Megamorph. Transforming robot car. Lowrider Showcase. Meet Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard. Hip-hop legend Flava Flav. Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. Autorama. Thanksgiving weekend. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
Hello, my friends.
We'll be short.
No, we're not. Never.
Never
Well,
short.
never short. If anything, we always go long.
Just a little.
Yeah. So, hey, the holidays are here. We hope you think of our show sponsors this season, including the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex
Or you'll
restaurants,
get coal.
Pro-Am Auto, and Gulf Coast Auto Shield, where we will be next Saturday. Our usual time, 10 to noon. And if you don't know where Gulf Coast Auto Shield, it's really easy to get to. It really is. It's just to the south of 59, the Southwest Freeway, on the West Sam Houston Tollway.
And
So,
he broke breaking news last week that he's got a new facility coming online very soon.
yeah, down in Richmond, Rosenberg or
Yeah,
something.
no, over here. by-
Sugarland.
Sugarland.
Over here, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Not
Well,
far.
good. All right. Time now for the racing calendar.
Oh, okay. I was going to go to Mike's, but
Well,
racing
it doesn't make any difference.
Racing is pretty much as we talked to Rodney earlier in the.
By the way,
day.
this is sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Yeah, thank you for that. Formula One, they've got a race coming up. It's going to be, well, they've got the one going on right now, the Qatar Airways Qatar Grand Prix, and then they got one more coming up, and then that's it for
We
Formula
used to
One.
pronounce that Qatar.
Qatar,
It's not.
Qatar, whatever the
It's
case.
Qatar.
Qatar. So Formula One's going to be ending here in the next few weeks. So bye-bye. And then, guess what? Cadillac. Yeah.
But
I'm
that's
gonna-
not for another year.
Well, they're going to start doing their thing in
But
25.
GM's making the motors.
Yeah, Cadillac's making the motor.
Whatever.
Cadillac. Yeah.
Cadillac. Yeah.
Say it, Cadillac.
Cadillac. Yeah, I got it.
It'll all be good. Anyways, that's going on.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Mars has This Week in Auto History.
Yeah, do. So this week in auto history, November the 28th, 1895, U.S. First automobile race at speeds of 7 miles per hour.
7.
Now, this race was sponsored by the publisher of the Times-Herald newspaper, who was wanting to promote American automobiles because he believed they would surpass the horse and carriage travel. But it just so happened to be the 50th anniversary of the newspaper as well.
Yeah.
So the night before the big race, it snowed, 6 inches of snow. So of the 83 registered drivers, 6 cars made the starting line. 4 of the cars were gasoline powered. 3 of them manufactured by Carl Benz, German namesake of Mercedes-Benz. Then the 4th was made by Duryea Motor Wagon Company of Springfield, Massachusetts. The other 2 vehicles were electric. They weren't really racing because they thought they could win, but they were trying to show off what electric cars could do back
They
in
were doing it then, and they're still
1895.
trying to do it today.
Yeah, that's when they first originally
100 plus either.
They invented
But-
donkey hauling.
And
back
the thing
then.
about it, each car had to make room for the driver, but it had to have a race umpire along with them to ensure they stayed on the course. Now,
Wait a minute, a race umpire.
umpire. Now,
Okay.
according to the Chicago Chronicle of the time, the Duryea lost one of its rubber tires, so they had to stop, and they tied the tire back on with ropes, and they continued on. The one vehicle was wrecked by a frightened horse, throwing the driver and the umpire out in the snow, and another driver lost control of his vehicle and was crushed in the rear of a streetcar.
he was ejected.
He
by
was
the umpire.
ejected. Didn't have his seatbelts on. So only 2 cars actually finished the race after 10 hours on the road, and the Duryea vehicle garnered first place. Second place went to the Benz car. So that was kind of helped what promoted the idea of American cars and American automotive at the time. Now, November the 30th, 1954, the first Chevrolet Corvette with a V8 engine debuted, Don. This one's for you. The first Chevrolet Corvette equipped with V8 engines came out for a 55 model year.
Sir, that's a 53 there.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Not according to my notes, but whatever. Being the aficionado, I would think you would know. Originally, it was launched in 53 with an inline six. Did not really get the excitement of the sports car crowd until Zora Arkus, how do you say it? Duntov was responsible for, he's the one that came with the idea of putting the V8 in there with a 3-speed manual transmission. Therefore, it kind of kept it up with the Ford Thunderbird, Studebaker Speedster, and the larger Chrysler 300, and people actually started taking an interest in it, and it became, that's what started the whole Corvette craze that we have these days. Now, moving on to another event on November the 30th, 1982, the last checker cab rolled off the assembly line in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now, this made it the end of one of America's most iconic vehicles. The Checker Motors Company had been producing the rugged, boxy cabs since the early 1920s, and they were built to endure the rigor use of taxi operators to make it comfortable for passengers. I mean, you got to think about these cars built to go 200,000 miles, but they do it at half a mile at a time because they just don't get out and travel on the road. It was a body-on-frame construction. The wheelbase, some of them was a little bit longer to get more space inside. It was boxy because they got more room out of it. You could get more room, and because you could get to the interior, you had more room in it. It had steel panels that were really thick, and they were interchangeable, so that if you had one that got wrecked, it was easy to take it off and put it on. Had bench seats just because it was easier for people to get in and out, and it had a flat floor in the rear seat for the same reason. People with luggage made it easier to get in and out. Heavy-duty suspension. They were built to last 200,000 miles, and they had a lot of built-in things that were specific for a taxi cab, such as the light on top and the built-in meters. And then they added some other things that they got on for more security, but the last one rolled off the assembly line in 1982, and you still see some out and about in certain cities. Awesome. They still use them.
Pardon me just a moment. I've got a little something special for you. Stand by. I have to get up and around.
Uh-oh.
No.
He's on the move.
It's not dirty pictures or anything this time.
Well, I didn't know if we had to turn off the live feed or...
I'm just going to see if I can do... Can I do this with my headset on?
Sure.
I don't know if it'll reach or not. Hold on. Okay. Which camera do you want me to use, Jeff?
Let's just use your camera.
No, this
bottom.
One, this one right here. Let's do this one, okay?
Can you find him, Jeff?
Do you see that man right there? Right there?
Yep, that's Duntov.
That's Zora Duncan. And you know who this is over here?
Howdy Doody?
It's me. And he signed this.
Are you kidding?
It's right up there. It says, to Don, love, Zora. Z. Arkus Duntov right there at the top of Corvettes of Houston.
Yeah,
Let me see that.
Right there. There you go. So don't give me any grief anymore.
There was a lesson behind that, Mike. There was a lesson.
Huh.
There's Bill, insurance.
I recognize Bill, yeah.
That's his wife right next to him. That was back in the day, my friend.
Dang, you had brown hair.
Well, there was a time, yeah. At least I still have hair.
That's true. I
Hey.
there.
Oh, I just thought I'd bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. It really is.
Yeah, I didn't know whether you'd ever seen that or not.
No, I didn't. I looked
was,
at the picture, but I didn't realize that.
That was at the Oklahoma Corvette Expo. There's a story behind that I don't have time to tell you about
Corvette. There's nice
today. But, yeah, that's it.
Huh.
So, yes, I had my picture and autograph taken with Zora and his wife, Ursi.
Oh, Ursi Duntov.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the father of the Corvette.
Well, she would be the mother.
I guess she would.
Yeah.
By default.
The madam.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Well, this has been a fun show today. Our Easter.
We've been into the eggnog.
I need to get me some eggnog. They got it for sale
I'll
at the HEB now.
tell you a story about eggnog.
Do you drink eggnog?
No.
You don't?
No.
I like eggnog. You got to thin it down a little bit. It's a little thick.
With what, vodka or?
Well, vodka and milk. Yeah.
Oh, that's always a good combination.
Yuck.
Yeah. Well,
And eat oysters.
and eat oysters. Huh. I haven't thought about that.
Vodka, milk, and oysters. Hoo-hoo, that's a Christmas dinner there.
Well,
One you'll remember.
we're going to end the show with that. That's for sure. Well, that's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at inwheeltime.com. Love and or hate mail can be addressed to Mars at inwheeltime.com. We like car pics, so send us some of your car with a description and any info you want to include, and we'll feature it on a future show. Hey, when you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app. Download it today if you haven't already. Grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider. And look for us on the Odyssey radio app. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and inwheeltime.com. The In Wheel Time video technical director is we always need more Jazzy Jeff Zekin. For booking agent, video editor, and people finder, Mike Out of This World Mars. And Chief Engineer David Ainsley, I'm Don Armstrong. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you'll join us again next week for our live show coming to you from the Car Social at Gulf Coast Auto Shield, regular time, 10 to noon Central Time, on all of our In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. Be safe out there and have a good week, despite the fact that we all got to go back to work on Monday.